Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in if you watched my first video. If this is your first time here, my name is Alicia and this is my beauty channel slash how to survive as a mom channel. I don't know, but anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I wanted to make sure I got this video up for you, excuse me, as promised, and it's a little bit of everything. It's definitely a little bit more about how I do my brows, and then of course I was going out last night with my husband for the first time since we had our son, and we went out to dinner and a movie, so I kind of did like a get ready with me. It'll be a voiceover because I didn't have much time to film, so I wanted to make sure I got it up for you today since, you know, I didn't include that in my last video. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'd love to hear your comments and anything else you want to see. I know a couple people had requested to do a video on my skincare routine and then on like contouring, so I definitely plan on doing those, and I hope to get those up for you soon. So stay tuned for that. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you can keep up with all the videos that I'm going to be posting soon. And also make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, and follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be posting a ton of pictures of weddings and things that I have coming up and events that I'm doing makeup for. So you can find me. I'll leave the link down below as where to find me on Instagram as well as Facebook. And yeah, so you guys can follow me there and kind of follow my journey with makeup as well as, you know, posting things about YouTube. And without further ado, let's just get right into the video. Hey everyone, welcome back. So as you can see, I just got out of the shower and I'm looking lovely. So I wanted to kind of give you guys a little sneak peek as to what I do with my hair when I wash it. Okay, so here I'm going to be using the R & Co High Dive Moisture and Shine Cream. So I put like a dime size, as you'll see in my hand, and I kind of just work that through my hair. Just helps give me a lot more moisture and a lot of shine, and just helps my hair feel like super soft after I'm done blow drying it. I love this stuff. It's my holy grail. And I just really work that into the ends really well, and then whatever's left I kind of work into my scalp, because I don't want my hair to be like oily or my scalp to be oily because it's not as blonde up there. I kind of have like the ombre blonde going on. The next thing I spray in is this product here. It's like a cream, but it's a spray. So I spray this on my ends mainly because this stuff is really potent. It's a heat protectant, so it's going to definitely give you that damage control so that my hair doesn't get super damaged as I'm blow drying it. But it's also going to help moisturize and also, again, help with shine. So I really like this stuff. It's almost gone too, so I'm going to have to repurchase it. And then I'm going to go in and use this wet brush, one of my favorites. I love the wet brush. I don't think I'll ever use another brush to brush out my hair just because I feel like it doesn't pull my hair out. You know, if I have any knots or anything like that, it really works things out without really pulling on my hair. So I love it. So you'll see I'm using the Moroccan Oil round ceramic brush. I really, really like this one. So I forget the size of this brush, but I will have to link that for you guys. I basically have a really tiny one, that one's like the middle, and then I have a really big one. So you'll see I had like my two clips. This is my blow dryer. It's the R Sessions, which is made by Frank Rosieri. And I do like this blow dryer. It has really good power. It's got good heat. And I've had it for a while, so I do really like it. So I'm getting that all set up and getting ready to kind of just rough dry my hair first. That's usually what I do. Oh, I forgot to put on my moisturizer after I had washed my face. I didn't wash my eye makeup off, as you'll see, so this is just kind of prepping my skin again after I had washed off my face makeup, because I got in the shower and it usually my face ends up getting wet, so I usually just like redo my foundation and everything, but I left my eye makeup. And then for like a nighttime look, you'll see what I do to kind of take it from daytime to nighttime. And I'm using the SkinCeuticals Emollients. This is kind of a more moisturizing cream versus like if you have like normal to dry skin, that's a great moisturizer for you. Okay, so you'll see I got dressed. So now I'm rough drying my hair. I usually do this as much as possible just to get the roots really dry, and it just makes my round brushing routine a little bit faster, and it, takes away from using so much heat on my hair. Otherwise, I would be here all night blow drying my hair because it literally, I try to do as much as possible in a short amount of time. So if I do this step first, it really cuts the time that I'm round brushing my hair, as you will see. Okay, so I'm done with the rough drying. I just basically take my wet brush again and kind of brush through my hair, and now I'm going to section it off. So I have to section my hair in 3 sections in order to really get it as flat and as shiny and straight as possible with the round brush. I just have a ton of hair. So you'll see me kind of start with my round brush, and I may even go back in with the blow dryer again like I am now to kind of again rough dry it a little bit more. And I'm not very neat with my sections. I kind of just go with the flow here. So you'll kind of see I kind of pull some pieces out, I roll it up, and then I do like a little bit more of a curl, like a bouncy curl. So I kind of twist the brush down to kind of make that happen. And it kind of just gives me a little bit more body when I'm done. It doesn't really necessarily become curly. I would need a smaller brush for that, but it definitely gives a little bit more body and a little bit more bounce because, again, my hair is very heavy. So the more I blow dry it, the thinner and like more fluffy that it feels. Fluffy is probably not the right word, but it helps definitely tame it a little bit more. So I'm not going to bore you guys with watching my whole blow dry routine. I think you kind of get the idea here with seeing what I do, at least on this bottom section of my hair. So I basically do this throughout my entire head, and I, again, section it in 3 sections. So you will see what it looks like when I'm finished. So this is the finished product. A lot of body, a lot of waves. You can see the back. I can't see the back of my head very well, but I do my best. But that's pretty much it for my hair. So I'm going to be moving into doing my makeup now. Like I said before, I just have to kind of redo my face makeup. So I already put my primer on and everything, and I'm just adding on my foundation at this point. And I'm sorry, I'm like talking to my husband. I thought he was going to wear a t-shirt to our dinner movie night, and he like totally fooled me and was basically calling me out, so I gave him a dirty look. But anyway, I am just applying my foundation right now. So now I'm going to take my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer and really pack that on under my eyes because I was so tired trying to make myself look more alive and awake. So I put that under the eyes, on my forehead, down my nose, and on my chin. And then I just go in and blend it again with my beauty sponge. I looked a little crazy. I'm just showing you the bottle there. And I really get really close under the eye. And again, because I had eye makeup on already, I didn't take this onto my eyelid. I didn't want to disrupt what was already on my eyes. So I just take it all the way up under the eye and down, and then even a little bit on this side, up the side, I should say. So now it's time to set what I just did. So I'm taking my RCMA setting powder and my big fluffy brush, and I'm just going to place that under the eye and all over the rest of my face to kind of set everything in place and make sure that that doesn't go anywhere. Again, taking away like that tacky feeling from the foundation and the concealer. Once I'm done setting, I then go in with my Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula and my bronzing brush, and I'm just going to go in again and just do like a rough bronze of the face. I'm not really contouring, but I am making it a tad bit darker than I would during the day just because I'm going out at night and I want my makeup to really stand out a little bit more than it would normally. So I'm just taking this on my cheekbones, all over my hairline, my the tip of my nose, down the sides of my nose, and then I do under the jawline as well. Next is highlighting, and I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit because I figured why not? I'm going out for the night. Let's try to change up one of the products that I'm using today. So I'm just going in with my highlighting brush and taking that all over my cheekbones on either side, as well as kind of over the brow, just a tad on the brow. I don't go crazy up there. As you can see, this highlighter is very intense, very pigmented. I go on the tip of my nose and on my Cupid's bow. Yes, it's very bright. I was like, whoa, I need to blend this a little. So I actually take a big fluffy brush and I kind of blended it out, but it kind of wore it off a little bit. So you'll see that I go back in just a tad with my highlighting brush again. And I end up blending it once again after I do my blush, as you will see. For blush, I'm using the same old Cabana Boy from The Balm with my blush brush. And again, I'm going a little bit darker with the blush just because I want my makeup to stand out a little bit more since it'll be nighttime when we're out. So it looks a little crazy. Again, I go back in with my blending brush because I'm like, wow, this looks really bright. So I usually just like to blend it a little bit more to kind of even out the product as much as possible. But you want your makeup to be a little bit darker at nighttime just because, again, it's dark out, so you don't have the sunlight in your favor, and you kind of want things to be a little bit more intense. So you'll see I'm using the Morphe palette. This palette is so sad. I've dropped it so many times. I don't know if you'll be able to see the eyeshadow I'm using, but it's kind of like a mauvey pink. It's actually what I already had on my eyes. I was just going in to deepen it up a little bit with a blending brush. So I'm just deepening up the crease with that color, as you will see, with like circular motions and half moon motions, like windshield wiper motions back and forth to really blend out the crease. And then I actually dip it in one shade darker and just put that in the outer corner, again, to make my eyes look a little bit more intense than like your typical daytime look. Once I add that darker color, I actually go back in with my dome-shaped blending brush to kind of, that really, I didn't dip that in anything, so I wouldn't call it a clean brush, but it doesn't have any added product, so it's really just to blend out any harsh lines and to kind of blend those two colors together a little bit more. And now I think I'm trying to find a highlighting shade to highlight my brow bone. This is an Urban Decay palette. I think it's the Gwen Stefani one. Really love this palette. It has a lot of great colors. I actually forgot I had it because I have so many palettes. But I really didn't want like an intense highlighting, like a highlight color to highlight my brow because my eyeshadow on my eyelid is so bright and shiny. So I do go in with my finger, and I'm actually highlighting my inner corner right now with a lighter shadow to kind of, again, just brighten up the eye. I always do this step no matter how glam or how natural of a look I'm doing, just because I think that just really brightens up your eyes and makes your eyes look bigger, and it just polishes off the look really, really nicely. Again, going back in to blend the highlight shade into the darker shadows. And this is my Jaclyn Hill palette. I love this palette. I think it has so many great shades. I love her shimmery shadows in here. They're so beautiful. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm taking that on my finger. That's the color I used earlier in the day when I first did my makeup, and just touching that up a little bit. And then here come the brows. This is what you guys missed the last video that I did. I'm just showing you I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills angled brush and spoolie. So I really tried to get in as close as possible here to show you guys what I do. So I'm finding the brow powder, as you'll see. I believe this is in dark brown. So there's two different shades in there. There's a lighter color and a darker color. I use the lighter color all the time because it is pretty dark for my brows. But I basically am just going in and underlining and really defining underneath of my brow first. And then I go back in and I kind of do the same up top to really define the top and fill that in. So I'm really just following and coloring in my already existing brow. So I don't really overline my brows with a powder just because it can tend to look a little messy. So unless I was going in with a concealer to clean it up, which I could do, but I would have had to do that first before I do my eye makeup, because I would never go back in now with concealer to clean up any lines. So I don't really go crazy with my brows on a daily basis. Even in this video, for this sake, you know, I was going out for the night. I kind of did do them a little bit more intense and spend a little bit more time than what I normally would have. But at the same time, I was in a little bit of a rush. We didn't have much time to get ready. But again, I was totally comfortable with what I left with. And I thought my brows looked good when I was done. So I really do try to intensify the ends and even drag the powder down a little bit more on the ends, because my brows tend to look a little cut off. So that way they look a little bit longer in shape, you know, over the entire eye. So this is just my setting gel. It does have color to it. I believe this is the Maybelline Brow Fix. Not crazy about this stuff. I like the product. I don't like the brush, the spoolie brush. I think it should all just be one size. It's like this huge ball on the end, and it's really hard to kind of get in there without making a mess. So I probably won't buy this again, but I know they have other ones out there, even by Maybelline, that don't have a brush like that on the end. So I'm gonna have to go for that next. So I forgot to do any shadow or eyeliner under my eye. So I'm actually going back in with that original eye color, and I'm just popping that right on the lower lash line and blending that through. I kind of like to make that look a little bit more intense, again, for a nighttime look. And there is time, there are usually occasions that I do this on a daily basis, even for daytime, but because I, again, didn't have a ton of time, I probably would have did more dramatic eyeliner than what I'm doing here now. But for time's sake, last night, I definitely wanted to make sure I did a little something. So I'm just lining my upper and lower waterline with some black eyeliner and really trying to blend that into the lash line to make my eyes kind of pop a little bit more than just with mascara. So now on to mascara. I actually already have mascara on at this point because I put it on earlier in the day, but I always like to go back and touch up the mascara just a tad. You don't want it to make it look super clumpy or anything, but at the same time, you kind of just want to refresh what you did earlier in the day. So you're just adding another coat on. In case you had any eyeshadow fallout or anything like that, you want them to be as black and thick as possible. Oh, you'll see I have a little smudge. I hate it when I do that. So I actually take a clean mascara spoolie, let the mascara dry for like 30 seconds, and just rub it back and forth across my skin. That way it doesn't smudge anymore, which is great because you don't want to do that when it's wet, because otherwise you're just going to make a mess and be really upset. But that pretty much concludes this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I get ready with me for my date night. We had so much fun. And if you want to see any more looks like this, let me know. I definitely want to do more of a glam look for you guys. So just stay tuned.